started over a year ago on YouTube, has now become the place to be on Sunday and for the entire week. This is Monsoon Live 50th show on YouTube. I am your host, Jeffrey Monsoon Meisick, and we are coming to you from Woodland again. We have a very special guest that's going to join us in a couple of minutes via Skype, and that is our buddy Jarrell. But first, we want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Olivet. Good luck to our guys on the boxing team. They have a fight this Saturday, and we're going to be covering that next Sunday on the show. And also, the beginning of war. Find out as we get into our show. But first, as always, it is Weather NG, and I'm proud to load it up here on our phone. Let's get right to the forecast. Today, if you love the weather here in the Northeast, it's going to be sunny, high of 56. Monday, another gorgeous one, sunny, high of 57. In the week ahead, rain's coming on Tuesday and Thursday, but temperatures are going to stay in the upper 50s to right around 60. And we got a quick program note for next week. My annual winter weather prediction, annual forecast from the NG Weather Center. We will debut that next week. But now it's time for my next guest via Skype. Back in April, beginning of May, I had the chance to go out to Olivet College in Michigan. I had a chance to hang with my buddy Jarrell. Coming up, from Michigan, Mr. Jarrell Brackett, right here on Monsoon Live. Okay. All right, guys, the 2015 Hall of Famer himself, Jarrell, is with me. Jarrell, thank you for joining us. What got you into boxing?
I was 12 years old, and I was living in Ireland, and I got into a fight with a local neighborhood boy. And instead of having people talk it out like they do in America, they had us just fight. And push comes to shove, I wasn't the better boxer, but I landed one good shot. And since then, I kind of had a love affair with boxing, but I didn't start really boxing until I was about, I'd say, I had to have been 21, 22 years old. I had my first fight on the 17th of March 2011, and I've had 39 since then.
Well, I've been out to your college. We did a special...
Welcome to Olivet.
Yes, and I'm going to ask, why'd you choose Olivet?
Dr. Partlow sent out a message to every amateur boxer in the nation and basically said that they would be able to come here and get scholarships to finish college. And when I got that email, I was on the precipice of turning professional, and I decided instead to come here because I had enough money to do so.
Okay. Now, this was asked by one of the people they have watched. Are you going to turn pro soon?
Not soon, but I will after I graduate college here.
Okay. Who was out of your 39 fights, who was your toughest opponent that you faced out of those 39?
I don't know. That kind of has to do with where I was at the time. I'll be honest with you. I loved my opponents, and at any point in time, if I was to fight them again, I'd probably have a different result almost every single time. It's not that they were tough, it's that I didn't have the mental confidence in myself in certain points to do better in those fights. And now that I have a lot more confidence, I can do better. I can say that my last actual loss came about because I wasn't even wearing the right pair of shoes. I was wearing a pair of shoes that didn't help me turn and do what I needed to do. So it was hard to turn against him. And the funny thing is I landed almost, I think, 15 to 20 more punches than he did. And he was questioning whether or not he won. The only reason why I say that is because any number of things can happen between guys. So for me to acknowledge that somebody was tougher, I'm not going to do that. But I will say that my mental state fucked me up in certain fights.
Okay. Now, we know you're going to turn pro soon, after you're done college. Who would you like to face? If you were given the opportunity, who would you like to face in your weight class, pro-wise? If somebody said, look, we're going to give you it, your first fight or whenever, here it is. Who would you like to face in the Your division.
Oh, God, I forget the guy's name. Trevor McCumbee. One day I'm going to face Trevor McCumbee. And he is a fighter from Arizona who is ranked in the top 10 right now. My former sparring partner, Dustin Eckert, just had a fight with him, and he knocked him down in the third round. And I know that Trevor is an excellent boxer, and he's been boxing since he was, I think, sperm and egg, to be honest with you. But I know that he is a great fighter, and I love challenging myself.
Cool.
I know that one day I want to get to the physical and emotional point to be able to face someone like that. Obviously, I want my belt, but along the way, there are plenty of other fighters. There's Shawnee Monahan.
Mm-hmm.
There's Donovan George, whose birthday is today, by the way.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Donovan. I know that in my division, there's Kira Murat. There's a bunch of different names that are there that I can't wait to fight. I know everybody was thinking about Sergey Kovalev, Adonis Stevenson. What is the other two's name? They just had Andres Fanfara and Nathan Clever. Those names are always going to come up as light heavyweights. You know, like, I can't wait to face all these guys. Like, I want to get to the point where I can face them.
Nice. Well, we do have a couple young fighters that watch. What advice do you have for young fighters who might be watching right now that are going through the ranks? They're in the ranks right now and they're seeing you. What advice do you give to them?
Number one, I say run. And when I say run, I mean push yourself as far as you can go and don't act as if you're being tired is going to stop you from doing so. Take as many amateur fights as you possibly can and disregard whether or not you win or lose, because winning and losing is not the point of them. The point is to get yourself to the point where you can just fight and fight and fight and fight. Number three, make sure you work on actually having not a decent jab, but an excellent jab, because a jab is what gets you to another person, an opponent. The fourth thing I'd say is make sure that you train yourself. Make sure you pay attention to the fact that you need to train. Don't think to yourself that it matters where you're going or where you're going to end up. Your job is to make sure that you do the right things. You know, lift, run, and, you know, take care of yourself. Number five, drink water. You'd be surprised how many fighters I know that just don't drink water, and I don't understand that, but drink water. Find your way to drinking as much water as you can during the day. Number six, have a good mindset. Don't let other people tell you that you're not good. Don't let other people tell you that you are or are not able to do things, because if you, whether or not you can or you can't, that's your mindset saying that. I don't know. Do you want me to come up with more pieces of advice? Because I always can get them.
Oh, no, because there'll be a question about someone. We'll get to that. But you'll see. We know you're going to be fighting on Saturday along with the team. We're going to be covering that. That's part of our shout-outs that we're going to have on the show. And we're going to talk about it next week, because the show's going to air this Sunday. What's coming up for you guys, the boxing team, and for you? Any other fights besides just this one on Saturday?
I think fighting on the 14th, but I don't exactly know where or when. I know that on Sunday is the boxing meeting between the local boxing commission, so I have to make sure that I'm there for that. I'll find out more as time goes on, but I don't know. That's about it.
All right, that's something we gotta talk about. Now the last question. You and I have known each other for a while. I have a rematch coming up in March. Yes, your college. I'll be going. I'm actually going to be training. What advice do you have for me to prepare for this epic rematch that we're going to be airing in March? Again, it's Nero versus Mysick 2.
Do you remember that question you asked me earlier about advice?
All those two.
Do those things.
Okay.
You know, lift, do sit-ups, you know, find an actual trainer. Like, go and be a fighter. You know, fighting is not just, you know, fighting is a verb. You know, it's not you go out and to fight. So I want you to go out and actually take an amateur match. I want you to act like a fighter instead of just wanting to be one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Do it. You know, if I have any other piece of advice for anybody out there, go and become what you want to become. You only get one life. You only get one chance to do all this shit. Don't spend your life trying to do or act like something. Just go out and do it. You know, if you want to fight, go out and fight. If you want to go to college, go out to college. If you want to burn your ex's house down or eat 5 pounds of cake, I support that. I really support that. But go and do it. Don't just talk about it.
Amen to that.
Go and do it. If you want to beat Nero, then you got to go out and start fighting. Go out and find a trainer that's going to train you in how to do what I tried to teach you when you were here.
Yes.
I can't do what I can do from out here if you're not doing what you can do there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like anybody who's watching, if you want to fight, go out and fight. Go out and have fights. Don't give a fuck if you win or lose. Go out and have them. Get in the ring. Confront and face your fears. Don't be a pussy.
Amen to that, buddy. Well, I know your phone's gonna be dying soon.
KSA, Kappa Sigma Alpha, brothers for life, man. Brothers all. Wisdom conquers all, man. Wisdom conquers all.
Well,
knowledge replaces fear.
Well, I know, like I said, you have a fight coming up soon, and hope we'll see you in person this summer as part of our big show.
I understand.
For the summer of 2016, and yes, he likes to flex. But buddy, it is good to see you, man.
Yeah.
Glad things are going well. How's that house? Did you guys finally find a place?
The city of Olivet. At some point, we're probably going to have to talk about this on air. The city of Olivet is doing everything they can to prevent Kappa Sigma Alpha from having a house because we're badass motherfuckers or brilliant active members of a fraternity. Stop laughing at that. That's not funny. It's serious.
I know it's serious because I hung with you on this.
Brilliant active members of a fraternity, BAMFs. Have you never heard that acronym?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we're badass. We're badass motherfuckers, man. And that's why they don't want us to have a house. Because quite frankly, if we have a house, we're gonna multiply. We can't help but to multiply. They're trying to hold us back. And I'm not gonna have it.
Like I said, I've had the privilege of being out there with you. You've been part of our team. You're part of the Monsoon Live family. So, thanks, man. I will see you, hopefully, like I said, this coming summer. But good luck.
Alright, goodbye.
Bye, buddy.
Tell your assistant producer I said hello, and that I hope that his business ventures also go really well back there. If he happens to start up with our business venture again, I would be loving to be a part of that. I'm not going to talk about that here because that's not what we're talking about right now.
Exactly.
He knows. We all know. We all know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Alright?
Alright, man. Take it easy, buddy. Thanks
Peace.
again. Alright, thanks, Jarrell. And now it is time for the closing thoughts. As you can tell, we have made it to 50 shows, and I want to thank everybody who has made this a success. Without you, we would not be here. Over 1,000 people have viewed the YouTube site, so I want to thank everybody for watching it. But there was one show that broke all the records, and it was Nero versus Mysic 1. Well, I'm here to announce the rematch is slated in 19 weeks. We have 19 weeks till this day, but is for Mania 22, and I'm making this promise. Nero bloodied my nose. Everyone said, was it real? Yes, it was. Well, I'm going to make a promise. I'm going to try to bloody his. The war, or the epic rematch, has begun. We're counting it down. And it is going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. You guys are going to go along with me in the process. We're actually going to be airing some stuff on YouTube and on the Monsoon Live webpage and Facebook. Me getting ready for the rematch. We have 19 weeks, so don't worry, we're not going to be talking about it for all 19 weeks. But in the coming weeks, you're going to see some more great fighters are going to appear on the show. And we're also going to see, you guys are going to see me do a little bit of sparring as well. But the war has begun, the countdown for it. I'm calling it war, everyone else is calling it just going to get knocked down in one round. We will find out in March. But that's our show. Next week, we're going to cover Olivet's boxing team. We're also going to cover some sports and the annual winter forecast. But don't forget to follow me on Twitter at MonsoonLive83 or on the official website MonsoonLive83.org for the latest that's going on right here on the show. But for now, we hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week. Keep it real.